What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We're doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Blue with Omanyte and Omastar, the spiral Pokemon, kind of little hellspawn from Cthulhu. Okay, before we get started, please hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below, all those things. They really help the YouTube algorithm and help the channel out. I much appreciate it. And if you enjoy content like this, hit the notification bell. You'll get videos like this all the time. I do a prediction video every Monday, which you can go check out right now. And I do a playthrough every Friday. Alright? So, we're getting our not rival's name in. His name is Trash. So, because he is trash. And that's all we do is beat him up. Axing this playthrough, he gets a little bit of revenge on us. But you'll see. So we grab the potion, and we go ahead and go like, hey mom, bye mom. And we go, oh no, Pokemon. And then Presto's like, oh no, don't go in the grass, you don't have a Pokemon yet. Let me get you a Pokemon. Okay. And then we go ahead and get to Professor Oak. We use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer and substitute out Squirtle for Omanyte. Omanyte is a water rock type. So he is actually super weak to the rival. We actually name him Felix, Felix the Helix. Okay, if you don't know this, Omanyte comes from the Helix fossil that you can get in Mount Moon. I usually don't choose him. I usually choose the our Overlord, the Dome fossil. And our rival has Bulbasaur, which you think would be super effective and super good in this first battle, but it's not, because it just has Tackle and Growl. So we have Water Gun, which isn't super effective, but it does coincide with our attacks or our special. So you'll see that in a little bit. And there's really not much you can do. Every time he attacks us, it does 1 damage. And he knows that, so he's just trying to prolong the battle with growls and garbage tackles. So it doesn't do much. Growl actually doesn't affect us because it's a special move, not a physical damaging move. So we get the win pretty handily against our rival, and we move on to the Bug Forest, where I will go over our stats. So our stats of this Pokemon, let's go top to bottom. HP is garbage, it's 35. So that means we're very squishy when it comes to the HP side. We actually have very good defense, but we just don't have a lot of hit points with that defense. That's where that comes in. Our attack is not very good either. It's 40. So there are some physical moves that that would be beneficial to have. However, we don't get them till later. So attack stat being 40 really doesn't hurt us right now because we don't have a physical move anyway. We have all special. So we also have defense is 100, which is great. Anything physical doesn't do much. If you watch right now, everything's doing like 1 damage point to us. So this is great, and this is why having this defense is amazing. Is nothing like hurts you early game for sure. Later in the game, you get some stab moves, and you get and even like our weakness is not, our defense doesn't help against our weakness anyway. So, but this defense is fantastic. Our special is 90, and which is great because all of our attacks are water. Water is special, and speed is 35, which is our worst stinking stat. And we're gonna have to mitigate that somehow. When we evolve, it does get a little bit better. But we have garbage speed, and that's going to affect us in a lot of early game stuff. So like right here is our second rival fight. And our speed prevents us from going first, which makes us susceptible to some bad things. For example, like Sand Attack. So now our accuracy is lowered by a stage. It doesn't hurt us in this battle, but it can hurt us in this battle, and that's the problem with that. So Water Gun is doing a little bit more to Bulbasaur. Again, he doesn't have a good move. It does like 1 damage, but he did Leech Seed us. So what that means is after every turn, he's going to suck back a health or an ounce of health from us and get 1 HP back on his own. But we still outpace him, we outpower him, we overpower him, knock him out, and move on to Brock's Gym with a Million Light Year Trainer, who the Diglett's not going to be a problem at all. It's going to be a 1-shot. And Sandshrew will be a 2-shot. Sandshrew has very good defense, decent special, and it's only ground type, not ground. Like Diglett's very weak. He has very weak defense and special. This Pokemon has very decent defense and is only ground type, so it's only 2 times effective with the water. However, Brock Wakanda Forever will be the amazing 2-shot. So I'm lower level than Brock. I'm usually not lower level, but 2 shots, 2 kills, 2 knockouts, whatever you want to call it. We beat Brock pretty handily, and we're moving on to the next phase of the game. Route 3 is the next phase, and in Route 3, we're going to go over our level up moveset. It's not very broad. So we start off with Water Gun. Water Gun is a 40 base power, 100% accurate stab move. The only downside of this move really is 25 power points. Right where I'm at, Route 3, I had to go back and heal because I ran out of power points. It's good enough to get 2 hits, so you got to use 2 power points for every Pokemon just about. And it's not enough for a 1-shot, so you're not conserving power points, so you're eating through power points pretty quick. Withdrawal is our only badge boosting move we have. It ups our defense by a stage, and the badge boost will up all of our stats by 12.5% once we have a corresponding badge. So it's great for late game. It helps mitigate our speed. We can up our speed just by doing withdrawal 2 or 3 times. Problem with it is that I get it super early where it's not useful at all. So it just sits on our moveset. It doesn't really interfere with adding moves, but it just sits on our moveset for a while. I'd rather have Withdrawal and Horn Attack swapped and have a physical damaging move early that I can use to, 1, so it saves time because I don't have to go back and heal, but 2, some things are not going to be affected by water moves. And some trainers we have to completely avoid because they're not affected by water moves. Horn Attack, 65 base power, 100% accurate. By the time we get Horn Attack, it's not useful, so we don't even use it. Leer, we don't use either. It lowers the opposition's defense by a stage. Not going to need that. It's not super useful. I'd rather just knock out the Pokemon in one hit and then deal with a strategy to have to like de-boost their stats to knock them out in one hit. Spike Cannon I've never actually used. I think it works like Fury Attack, but I don't know why we get a move this week this late. So Spike Cannon, even if it hits 4 times, it's not going to be as powerful as another move we're going to have. Okay, it is very accurate, and yeah, and in the last move here, and we have to go back, if you're looking at the playthrough, we actually got to go back and heal now. So this is what I meant. It takes about 30 seconds of game time. I mean, it's not that much time, but it does add up in the grand scheme of a playthrough when you're wasting a little bit of time doing that. We also have to dig out of Mount Moon to go to heal up again and replenish our power points because we don't have, for the same reason, we don't have enough power points with Water Gun. And with if you had a Horn Attack, you'd have 50 power points to play with. We have to go back and heal, not just 25. And then we also, the last move we get is Hydro Pump. I usually never use this move. But in this playthrough, it gets a little bit of a shelf life because I just wanted to see how much more powerful it was. It's very powerful, 120 base power, 180 power with stab, but it's 80% accurate. This means you have 5 power points, so you could waste 1 or even more power points not hitting something. You can't even knock out a whole team with this move. So Hydro Pump gets a very short shelf life, but that is the level up moveset. So yeah, not the best, not the worst, but it is what it is. And now that we're in Mount Moon, let's go ahead and go over our moveset. It's a pretty broad TM moveset, and we're going to go top to bottom. So the first move we get access to is Toxic. We are not going to use it in this playthrough, and I don't think I've come across any playthrough that's been useful, at least not in this generation. Maybe in future generations it will be, but not very useful. Also, Horn Drill is not useful. Horn Drill would be great if we had better speed, but it doesn't seem like any Pokemon that gets this has good speed except for like Rapidash. So Horn Drill is not going to be useful at all because we have to outspeed your opposition for it to hit, and if we don't outspeed, it's just not going to do anything. Even if you do outspeed, it's only 30% accurate. It does knock out in one hit though, so better speed would probably be okay, but not going to use Horn Drill. We also get access to Body Slam. Body Slam is, I think, the best physical move in the game, normal move I should say, just most reliable. It can paralyze, it does decent damage, it plays off your physical stat, which is one downside with this Pokemon because it's not a great physical stat, but the move itself is unquestioned as being useful. Takedown and Double Edge are kind of the same move, one's just less accurate. I don't like using them because of the recoil. Takedown's less accurate as well, so that's kind of pointless, but the recoil is not very good in that, so I don't like dealing with recoil. I'd rather just go with Body Slam and have the consistency and the propensity to to paralyze. Water Gun is not going to be used. I mean, we're already using it. We're not going to re-add it. Bubble Beam is a very powerful move we get when we beat Misty. So when we beat Misty, it's 65 base power, 100% accurate with stab. It's a 98 base power move. Very powerful move. It gets you through the mid game pretty well. Yeah. So as soon as we get it, it becomes our best move. Ice Beam and Blizzard are 2 moves we're going to add. They are special moves. They are 95 base power, 120 base power. Very accurate Ice Beam. It gives a lot of good type coverage, especially for the Elite Four, and it covers a lot of weaknesses that we have and things like that. It actually takes our weakness to our rival Venusaur. It actually turns it around, and we have a move that's super effective against Venusaur. So Hyper Beam we're not going to use. Very powerful. I just didn't want to go for it. Now here's where I made a mistake in this game when I was prepping. So this moveset you're looking at is Omastar's moveset, not Omanyte. And I thought Omanyte's moveset was this. And I'm like, oh, I'll just get Seismic Toss, and that'll get me through a part of the game, and I'll explain when that happens. But it's not. We don't get the Seismic Toss, Submission, and Hyper Beam until we evolve into Omastar at level 40. Okay. Rage, not going to use. Mimic is very useful in the Elite Four. Double Team is not allowed. Reflect is not used. Bide gets a very short shelf life. It's very good though for when I need it. Skull Bash is stupid. I hate it. Rest, I think it's a little bit of shelf life here. Substitute, not going to use, and then Surf. So the problem with Surf is very powerful. It's one of those powerful stab moves we can get for sure. Other than Hyper Beam, or Hydro Pump, which I'm not going to use. Surf, 95 base power. With stab, it's about 140 something attack stat, and then 100% accurate. But the problem is you can't delete this move, so it really limits our move pool by having Surf. So that's our move set, and that's our TM. So that mixed with our level up move set. Comment down below what you think our in-game move set will be. And yeah, so that's going to be it. And then for the first time in the history of this video, and history of this channel, I grabbed myself the Helix Fossil. I had to, because we do have Omanyte. Sorry, Dark Lord, I'll get you next time. He actually is our next video. And we move on to our rival on Nugget Bridge, rival number 3. Now, the rival number 3 comes with some unique challenges. We still are not very fast. Okay, we're getting outspeed by Pidgeotto. We're also not doing enough damage to make this a 1 or 2 shot. So it gives Pidgeotto more opportunities to sand attack us. Okay, and that lowers our accuracy, and that's going to be bad against, not so much against Rattata, but against Bulbasaur, because Bulbasaur now has a grass move. Okay, and we just set up a whole bunch of withdrawals up our defense, so Rattata really won't do anything to us. So that negates a little bit of the sand attack, because it really isn't hurting us at all. 1 damage is nothing, but Bulbasaur has access to a grass move. Now, with most water types that we play through, a grass move wouldn't be as effective as it is, but we are 4 times weak to it. Like Squirtle is 2 times weak to grass moves. Okay, we are water rock, so we're 4 times weak, so super effective. And not only does our rival get the best of us, but there's another one out there as well. So going at this again, we did get sand attack like twice right there, so I think I'm going to reset it and do the battle again. And we really got to get by this trainer. We can't go level up anywhere. We already fought the 2 trainers in Missy's gym. We're not going to face Missy. We can't beat her for similar issues, similar reasons. We get a 2-shot there, so no drop in accuracy. So we're doing withdrawal up our defense. We have the opportunity. Abra can do nothing to us. He doesn't do anything to us. So I don't remember if it's this attempt or another attempt where I actually do the strategy that I think would actually win this battle, but we will see in a second. And Water Gun gets a 3-shot on the Abra. Quick Attack does nothing because we upped our defense. So Water Gun, and I don't do it on this one, and I know why. So the strategy here, the best one to use, is not Water Gun. We don't have another move other than Bide that can actually do damage. So the strategy here is actually go for Bide. And hope you have enough hit points that he doesn't knock you out in the process of doing this. So Pidgeotto, we got to get the luck with Pidgeotto and knock it out in 2 or 3 turns. We just don't want to get our speed lowered. He doesn't do a lot of damage to us, his normal moves. So we just don't want to get our speed lowered, or our accuracy lowered. That's the key here. It's the key to getting by, as Pidgeotto can't sand attack us, which will make the next part better. Which actually, if he sand attacks us and we get to Bulbasaur, it wouldn't affect us. Bide skips over accuracy checks. So that would be a great strategy. I could have done the first battle, potentially. Okay, so we're at Bulbasaur, 45 health. We initiate Bide. Okay, he does go for, but we get the knockout. So that's really nice. So now we're on the Nugget Bridge, and this is just an opportunity I take to give a shout out to some other YouTubers that I really enjoy, and I hope you'll enjoy. The prize, there's a prize at the end of the bridge. This is the prize for you. There are other YouTubers out there that I recommend. Well, the first one is Scott's Thoughts and J Rose 11. Those are the 2 that really got me into Pokemon. And Mah-Dry-Bread could probably get a close third there, because I've seen his videos in the past, never just connected with, like, I want to watch Pokemon videos like all the time. That's what I do. Literally, when I'm editing this, I just watch Pokemon videos, and the people I'm listening are people I watch their content. M&J TV is another one. He does a little more talking about Pokemon and playing, but he does have some playing he does. Squidgy does great Gen 2 content with Pokemon Crystal. I recommend him, heavily recommend him. His content's amazing. Okay, and then Eggsceptional, he does Gen 3 content with Fire Red, Leaf Green, and his is very good. I definitely like his content. I enjoy watching his content, and he's giving me some pointers and stuff to help out with my videos. So those are some good ones. There's other ones out there. He hasn't put a video out in a while. Van Man has a great content. You have Gym Leader Matt. There's a couple new ones out there, and I need to actually figure out how to pronounce some of their names. But there's a couple other ones that I've talked to, and I'll get their links in the comment section, just so you guys can. KangaskDan's another great one to watch. HiddenJim is another one. So there's a bunch of other Pokemon content out there, and as much as I would like you to just only watch mine, I don't think that's smart. I think watch other videos, get different perspectives on the game. The way I play through is I'm not a developer, so I don't add in all the developer stuff. What I do is I'm very basic with it, but if you saw like the first video I've had till now, massive evolution when it comes to the changes I made with sound, with the video editing, things, even gameplay, things like that, and so on and so forth. So this is a trainer, and that is going to wall us off for a little bit. Now this is something I've never truly talked about on my channel, but I want to go over something called damage rounds. Damage rounding. So in Pokemon, whenever you have an attack, so the way it calculates your attack, like your attack stat mixed with like the type of attack it is, mixed with like the other Pokemon's defense, yada yada yada, it adds up and it gives you a number. So let's say we do an attack to somebody and it comes out to 10.9. The way damage rounding works is if you don't get over the 11, you don't do 10.9 damage. They don't round it up to 11, they round it down to 10. Okay? So whenever that happens, that damage rounding, you have to get to a certain level before it goes over the threshold of like getting from 10 to 11, or maybe even jumps all the way to 12 because of how much the calculation is. Okay? And this is a very rudimentary explanation. KangaskDan has a great video. I recommend you check it out. It goes over damage rounding a little bit better than what I'm explaining. But more or less what I'm getting at is right now we are being walled off by this Oddish. Okay? This Oddish, this trainer with 2 Oddishes and a Pidgey. Because Oddish has Absorb, so anytime we do damage, it's going to do it back double. Okay? So, anytime we do any damage, and because we're not high enough to get over damage threshold where we can overcome the Absorb, giving the health back to the Pokemon. So we're at 18 right now. That's not enough. Oddish is going to do 1 hit and probably replenish all, like, just take it all. Yeah. So, that's the problem we're having. And where I had a problem was I thought I could take Seismic Toss into that battle and win. Now, whenever I do a playthrough with Omastar versus Kabutops, that's going to be a strategy I use. So instead of facing that trainer again and again and again, we decided to go face Misty. Now, Misty, we have a similar issue, is typing is not in our favor. So I was hoping that with just water type, she would just go for tackle and stuff, and our great defense would be reign supreme, but that's not the case. Because we are water rock, it does just normal damage to us, and she is a very special. It does a lot of damage. We are technically weak to water. We're kind of neutral because we are water, then we're weak to water with rock, but it's just not enough to counter it, and she's going to go for a water gun every time because she sees our rock typing. And Starmie is going to go for water gun and Bubble Beam every time. Okay, as much as it would be great to be able to beat Starmie and Staryu and Misty and have Bubble Beam to help us out, we don't have that luxury. Okay? And the reason why I'm speaking about damage rounds is because we got to level 27 to face Misty right there, and now I'm going to try to face this trainer again, and this is where damage rounding comes in, because we have to get to level 28 to get over a hump to do more damage to offset Absorb putting back damage back on her, back on Oddish. Okay, so we're at 27. Okay, another level higher. We should be doing more damage. We don't do. It's about the same. We still get most of our health taken down. I guess this one kind of gets close. I'll give it that. But to make it a for-sure slam dunk, you have to be over a damage rounding threshold. Okay, a damage rounding threshold, that's not happening. So I tried for Bide there, didn't work. So I just left, came back, and I mean, am I trying it one more time at 27? Okay, so 27. Yeah, I'm trying it one more time at 27. So that's what's going on here, is we're not getting over a damage rounding threshold, and it's murdering us. It's killed so much time. This is 10 minutes. This is 10 minutes spent on this trainer. And there are multiple trainers in the game that can do this. There's one in Mount Moon. If you don't have, if you attack her, you're going to get beat. Because the same thing happens with her. Happens with this one. And like I said, when I do my Omastar playthrough, I don't anticipate having this issue because I'll have Seismic Toss. We can do a set damage. It'll be a 2-shot no matter what. So hopefully that's the situation when I do that. I also have Horn Attack, so that's a physical damaging move. But it's also better stats. So, but we finally get past this trainer, and instead of facing Misty again, we move on to the SS Sand and face our 4th rival fight, where his team is rounding out pretty well. Pidgeotto, again, you just want to knock out Pidgeotto so that we don't get sand attacked, which we do. Great, awesome, that's amazing. Eradicate, ain't going to do much to us. I mean, the good news is none of his Pokemon are going to do anything to us until we get to Kadabra. So we can set up a little bit on Raticate. His defense isn't very good. He did use a Tail Whip, which could mean I could take more damage physically. So it's kind of countering it. But what I'm doing is I'm also doing the badge boost to make my physical attack go better. That's why Body Slam's getting so powerful. What I did was by doing withdrawal, it ups our attack stat by 12.5% every time I do it. So this stupid sand attack is not going great, but we do get the win, and we move on to Misty's Gym. And Misty's Gym will be a lot easier having Body Slam now. So Body Slam, even we're higher level, which wouldn't have helped with Water Gun, but Body Slam is a physical damaging move, and I can actually badge boost a little bit with this, up in our defense. Not going to help us against Water Gun, but it does make our physical stat very good, and our attack stat is better. We get a Paralyze here. It's a little bit of luck, but she really isn't going to do a lot to us. It's just that we just had nothing to do anything to her. So we finally get the battle against Misty 1, and we're going to move on to the next phase of the game. Now we have another wall we got to deal with. This trainer right here usually is a massive wall, because the first trainer, Oddish, the first Pokemon Oddish, usually doesn't go for Absorb. I think it's a typing thing right now, that's why it's doing it. But usually what it does is it will paralyze you, and even if you knock it out, since when you're paralyzed, you actually go second. So then the Bellsprout will wrap you until you lose. Okay, but we did beat her, but she can be a definite wall with this type of Pokemon, and we move on to Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge ends up being a much more problematic trainer, and this is where the problem comes in with this Pokemon. This Pokemon's speed is garbage. Okay, we are 10 levels higher. Actually, we're 15 levels higher than that Pokemon, and we are still like not doing well. We're still getting we get wrecked here by Lieutenant Surge because we're not outspeeding. His Pokemon are way faster than us. Okay, I thought I could badge boost and get the knockout, which is what I was trying to do, but the first battle ends in a loss. Okay, and now the next battle comes, next attempt I should say, we come out and we're going to try for withdrawal, and we're going to try the badge boost, which could be completely undone because I think we level up in the middle of this battle anyway, which I wasn't paying attention to on the first battle. So Body Slam, get the knockout, very good. Body Slam, and now we level up right before Raichu, where we need all this badge boost. And Body Slam is not a one-shot, so he gets a two-shot on us. Awesome. So we're going to have to keep trying this because we really don't need to fight this battle right now, but we do need Fly eventually, and it's going to add to our time if we keep traveling the way we're traveling. So we're going to try Voltorb again, and we're just going to go for the knockout. It's a stab, powerful stab move. Get the knockout again. And we're going to try the powerful stab move right now on... Yeah, it makes no sense to add Horn Attack. There's nothing I can remove. And I just happen to be clicking wrong. That's why it took so long to do that. So Ice Beam. And we get lucky because of an X speed. That's the only reason we won this battle. Okay, so if this was bad, imagine how bad you think Erica is. So we skipped Erica in this game on purpose. Erica would wreck us. I don't think we could get to Erica. We'd get wrecked before we got to Erica. But we're facing Giovanni. He's a cakewalk. He's an absolute cakewalk. Okay, one shot on each of the first two. Bubble Beam's going to be a two-shot. He didn't go for guard spec. Oh, he actually does, so that guarantees the win. So we beat Giovanni. Very easy win. We move on to our fifth rival fight. He is not super difficult, but we're going to go for Ice Beam. Should be a one-shot. Very good. Gyarados. We have nothing great for Gyarados right now. We don't have an electric move to hit him. Ice Beam is a two-shot, though, so we get the knockout. He does go for Hydro Pump, which does a lot of damage, which is stupid, because he shouldn't be able to get Hydro Pump at this level. One of my biggest gripes with this game is that Gyarados, your rival's Gyarados, gets Hydro Pump that early. But we clean sweep the rest of the team. What could have been a disastrous fight ends up not being. So right now I'm showing you the stats. I'm going to go back to that for just a second. Yeah, right there. So I want you to look at this, by the way, Felix. Like, share, comment, and the next Pokemon I get is a Lapras that does strength. It says subscribe. So I just want to show you that real quick. And I didn't get what I wanted. There we go. So that's what I want to show. So this is the stats we get before we evolve. We're about to evolve. We're level 39. Okay. Our attack is 55, defense is 101, speed is 59, special is 92. So not the greatest stats. Okay. And I actually think I actually did get the stats after we evolved, but I think I did not put it in this, so I do apologize. But we did have a massive jump in stats, which I will go over the stats for this Pokemon, where the jump goes to from the previous Pokemon, Omanyte. So as soon as we get this knockout, we get the win. We're not outspeeding that Sandslash. It's just a speed thing, man. We're just not outspeeding anything. It's a big issue with this Pokemon. That Arbok just tried to lure us. It bite. It outspeeds us. We are paralyzed, so that might be part of it. So then we evolve into Omastar. It looks like he's waving. But I'll go over the stats here in the next phase. So Koga comes out. We don't have anything super great against Koga. We do have excellent defense. So anything it does, its defense is not going to do much to us. I mean, its attack's not going to do much to it if it's physical. I don't think Poison is special type in Gen 1. So nothing it does is going to be super effective. But we're just trying to get through the battle without... And we get Poison, so now we're kind of on a clock because it will do damage every time we don't knock something out. Coughing will be a 2-shot. And we just keep missing. The smokescreen early really wrecked us in this battle. However, we do get a self-destruct. We tank it like a boss because we have great health, or great defense. And we move on to Blaine's Gym. Now I'm going to go over the stats for Omastar. Omastar, 70 HP, so that's a little bit better than what it was. I think it was 40 before. Attack, it was 40, now it's 60. Defense is 125. It's one of the highest defenses in the game. So anything physical that hits us will not hit us very hard. Okay, we have great defense. That's one upside of this Pokemon. And special is 115 now. I know it says special attack, special defense, but in Gen 1 it's one stat. So special is 115, and that's pretty good because all of our Ice Beam, any kind of water move we have, Bubble Beam right now, it goes off our special stats. So that's why it's very effective. It's very powerful, and it also helps us on the defensive side of it. Okay, so very good. And then speed is 55. Now speed, we mitigate speed by getting vitamins. Okay, so usually I look at the Pokemon's worst stat and try to boost it, and it lets a stat that's not going to be, it's inconsequential. For example, if our HP is low, I just make sure our speed is fast enough that we don't get hit. Or if our defense is low, I just make sure our attack and special are high enough that we can hit hard and not get hit back. That's the goal. Some Pokemon you don't have that choice, but this Pokemon we do. So what we did with this Pokemon is speed is our lowest stat, obviously, and we want to get faster. So we gave our Pokemon carbs. Carbos you can buy in the Celadon department store, and what they do is they basically up your EVs. And when you evolve, you can get a little bit more stat boost in your speed when you evolve. So we'll be a little bit higher at speed than what our base is right here. We also did the same thing with special and attack to make sure that those things are as high as they can get. Use as many vitamins as I can before the Elite Four. And yeah, that's the best I can do with that. So speed is going to get boosted. You'll see the stats for the speed here before the Elite Four, and you'll see that we are well past what was listed there. So now we're facing Blaine. He is actually the gym that I want to face. It's going to be the easiest gym leader we've faced already, other than Brock, because we are water rock. We do a lot of damage. And so that's three one-hit knockouts. And Arcanine is not going to be, but he's going to get in a healing loop, but we get the knockout anyway. Very quick, very easy battle against Blaine. And we move on to our 6th rival fight, which is what Jerry Rizzo Kevin Levin calls Rival 5-0. It's on my 5th. I fight the 2nd trainer battle. He skips over it. So knockout on the Pidgeot. And then we freeze Gyarados. So with this freeze, I'm like, well, I'm just going to take this free setup. And I'm going to withdraw. In Gen 1, you cannot be unfrozen unless you're hit by a fire move. Okay? So whenever someone's frozen, they're stuck that way. It doesn't break out. It doesn't do anything. In future generations, they fix that. But once something's frozen in Gen 1, it stays frozen. So now we're boosted. We're stat boosted. I got my special boosted. Vine Whip does a decent amount. Ice Beam does not get the one-shot, even though I'm 6 levels higher, and it's a special shot. It's not a one-shot. So we beat our rival, and we move on to Giovanni. Giovanni is going to come out with a whole bunch of ground types, and we have a whole bunch of ice and water moves that we're going to use and make this battle pretty much inconsequential and trivial. So KangaskDan comes out, and this may not be a one-shot. It is. Okay, never mind. So knock out Giovanni. It's really crazy there that your rival has level 40 Pokemon. But Giovanni has okay, never mind. He does have some level 40 Pokemon. So we beat Giovanni pretty handily. And we move on to Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. She comes out with a Kadabra,
we have pretty high special, so we're just going to set up a little bit to make our physical attack stat a little bit better. So Psybeam did a decent amount there, but Body Slam's a one-shot. Psychic Pokemon in Gen 1 are very frail. Just like Pokemon in general, pretty frail when it comes to physical attacks. So we're already through to the Alakazam. He does go for Reflect, so it's taking less damage. And it looks like we're about to lose here. We get a little lucky with the Body Slam, but we eventually get the win, and we beat Sabrina and move on. And now we're facing Erica. So Erica is Grass type, and we're 4 times weak. So the whole goal was we had to get to the point we can outspeed, one-shot, and not have to deal with Erica, and which is what we do. We are almost 20, we're 20 levels higher, 20 plus levels higher than all of these. We get the knockout, and we move on to Giovanni, the last gym leader we have to face in this game, and Giovanni is a cakewalk. We are water type, he is ground type, so I don't even have to badge boost, but I'm going to anyway, just to be safe, just to make sure I don't take any damage. And for like a subtle couple seconds in this game, I actually have Hydro Pump on my moveset. I don't like it. It's actually as garbage. If I showed the battles before this in his gym with Hydro Pump, you'd see like what is supposed to be an 80% accurate move looks like 50% accurate because it's a coin flip every time you do it. But we beat Giovanni, and we get the final badge and move on to our rival fight. Our rival fight before the Elite Four. He's going to come out with Pidgeot. Pidgeot no longer has access to Sand Attack, but what he'll do is he's going to go for Agility a bunch of times, just like I'm going to go for Withdrawal a bunch of times. Maybe he's trying to badge boost too, I don't know. But we get the knockout, Rhyhorn comes out, kind of the same scenario as a knockout. We actually left Giovanni's gym and went right here. We didn't even heal, because we didn't have to. We didn't take barely any damage. So we take a little bit of damage from the Gyarados, but we're at over 100 damage left. We knock out the Growlithe in one shot. Alakazam hopefully could be a one-shot. It's not, but it's very close. It's just because I don't know why. I really don't know why. Now we level up, so Ice Beam gets a 2-shot knockout, and luckily Razor Leaf missed.
And now we're preparing for the Elite Four, so let's go ahead and go over the stats of this Pokemon. Omastar stats are as follows. We're at level 60, HP is 181, attack is 114, defense is 188, speed is 116, and special is 177. So defense and special are very good. They are definitely our best stats for sure. Attack and speed are respectable. It's good to be over 100 going to the Elite Four in any stat, but the fact we got all of them over 100 is going to be definitely beneficial. So I want to go over and go over something real quick. We're at level 60, and that's because I gave our Pokemon 8 rare candies. Now throughout the course of the game, we get 11 rare candies. You can get 12 total in Generation 1, but we don't get the 12th one. The 12th one's in the Power Plant, and I don't go there. I think I've only gone there like once or twice, and that was when I was playing with Onix, because we were doing so bad with Onix. So, but I don't need to do that with this Pokemon, and that, in fact, there's a couple times I've forgotten to do the 11th one, and just had 10 rare candies. So, but we have 11, and we give 8 right as soon as we get the Elite Four. It gives us maximum stats, and we leave 3 left over. The reason I leave 3 left over is because I like to give them before certain battles. So Lorelei, we just did 8 rare candies, so we don't have to give her another one to stop from leveling up. We just did that, and we have 3 other trainers that we want to level up before we fight, so we don't level them in battle. We are using Withdrawal to do what's called the Badge Boost glitch. If you've never heard the Badge Boost glitch, here is a rudimentary explanation of the Badge Boost glitch. In Gen 1, whenever you do a stat modifying move, so for example, Withdrawal ups our defense, there's other moves out there, Amnesia ups your special, but Swords Dance ups your attack stat, Agility ups your speed, so on and so forth. Whenever you modify your stats, you also get the modification of 12.5% per gym that you have a corresponding badge to. So for example, Brock's gym gives us attack, Lieutenant Surge gives us defense, speed comes from Koga, and special comes from Blaine. So if you have those badges, whenever you modify your stats, all those stats go up 12.5%. Okay, it's a glitch in the game. It wasn't intended that way, but it's something we're going to exploit because it's a mechanic in the game. Okay, but if you level up in battle, here's the downside. So if I use Withdrawal, defense goes up, and then attack goes up 12.5%, speed goes up 12.5%, and special. So that's good for us because that means our speed, we may actually outspeed some Pokemon we didn't originally outspeed. Okay, now here's the downside. If you level up, all your stats get reverted back to what they were before you did all the stat modifying. Okay,
So it could be bad, especially if we're trying to outspeed something and we need to outspeed and not get one. And we can one hit something if we outspeed, but if we don't outspeed, it can one hit us. So there's definitely some trade-offs to it. And if you level up in battle, it doesn't happen. So what I like to do, my strategy is give a rare candy right before the battle. It usually prevents it, but it doesn't always prevent that. So that's foreshadowing for what's about to come up. So that's our stats, and here's our moveset. Our moveset is Rest, Body Slam, Ice Beam, and Withdrawal. I had Hydro Pump, and I removed it for Rest. The reason why is, I didn't show this in this video, but in the playthrough, Hydro Pump was like, it says it's 80% accurate. I think it's only 80% accurate to the opposition. I think as a user, it's like 50. Because every time I use it, I had to go out of Giovanni's gym a couple times to heal because I ran out of Hydro Pumps. I should have just kept Bubble Beam or just use Ice Beam and not use Hydro Pump at all. So Hydro Pump to me is wildly inaccurate and wildly unreliable. So Rest is much better. It'll heal us and get rid of any ailments like Paralyze or Poison. So Rest definitely comes in handy in this playthrough, and I've used it a lot more lately because I've learned the benefit of Rest. Body Slam is obviously there because it's the best physical damaging move we can do without wasting a lot of time to get one. Ice Beam is probably one of the best moves in the game. There's so many things it's effective against dragons. It pretty much makes one of our Elite 4 members obsolete. And then Withdrawal ups our defense, does the badge boost. So that's what we have going into the Elite 4. So the first member is Lorelei. Lorelei is Ice type. Now, I think because we're Water Rock, somehow it throws off her AI. She doesn't know what to think. So the first Pokemon will just spam Rest. Don't know why. I've seen this before with some Pokemon that are like Poison type. They'll spam Rest because their AI says that's the best move to use. But I think what it is all the other things on her moveset don't come up as being effective. I don't know why, but they are not. So we're going to withdraw 6 times and get our attack stat and everything up as high as possible with our speed. So it goes for Rest, it heals itself, but we still get a 2-shot knockout. Cloyster is like us, it has very high physical defense, so Body Slam would be kind of pointless. So we're going to go for Ice Beam and get a 3-shot. It doesn't do a lot of damage to us, so we're okay. And then we're going to go face Slowbro. Slowbro only has Water Gun and Withdrawal, Growl, and Amnesia, so nothing there. Jinx the 1-shot, and now Lapras will be a 3-shot. Even though it's going to heal, we're going to get a 3-shot out of it. Nothing effective from Lorelei to me. But we get the pretty easy win over Lorelei, and we move on to Bruno. We don't really talk about Bruno very much. Bruno's kind of garbage. But regardless of that, Bruno can be a problem if you're not at least semi-prepared. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the badge boost to start this battle off. And it's going to get us in the best possible position to win. Now, our badge boost, like I said, will only up our defense. All the stuff that Bruno does, pretty much all of it, except for some of the elemental punches from Hitmonchan, are physical. So he's not going to be able to do much damage to me at all. Maybe 1 or 2 damage per thing. Okay? So Body Slam. So Thunder Punch did a little bit more because it was water. So I want to rephrase that. But it's a special move, like I said. So Hitmonlee comes out. We are paralyzed, and we miss an attack. So I'm going to go for Rest, try to heal this. And then we get it healed. We got to take 2 turns of sleep. We'll wake up and be able to attack back. Body Slam will be a 2-shot. We do not outspeed. We are not outspeeding this Pokemon. So we're not outspeeding the Onix. So moving on to Machamp. Last Pokemon we have to deal with. He went for Focus Energy and Leer. None of those did anything. So we get the win. And we move on from Bruno to Agatha. Now Agatha I honestly thought would be our brick wall. And the reason why is we don't have a great move against Agatha. Usually we have Dig, we have Psychic, we have Earthquake, something that's super effective against her ghost types. But in this situation, we don't have anything that's super effective against her ghost types. So there's also a couple risks that come along with facing her. Because if we want to use Rest, she can use Dream Eater when we're asleep and really do a lot of damage to us. So we're going to go and face Agatha. Agatha Lottery. She poise you, paralyze you, put you to sleep, confuse you. So what's going to happen here? Let's see. So we're going to go for Ice Beam. Ice Beam does about a third. Nightshade will do 1 damage per for level she has, so we're down to low health, but we're going to replenish health. And luckily here, Golbat actually removes our sleeping. I don't know why he did that, but I appreciate that Golbat. Way to be on Team JD. Awesome. And we're going to knock out Golbat in 1 hit. Very good. So now Arbok comes out. We have 2 Pokemon left, so we're going to go ahead and go through Withdrawal. And Glare paralyzes us, so we get paralyzed, so we're going to try to heal up just to make sure we get rid of the ailment.
Very good. Very good. He does Screech there. Screech lowers our defense, but ups all their stats, so very good. He does Glare again. Awesome. And we can either rest here, but I don't want to run the risk of getting hit by Dream Eater. So we're just going to try to fight through the Paralyze, and we get the win against Agatha on the first try. So first 3 members are one hit, our first try wins. Now we just got to get healed up and elixired up to face Lance, the Dragon Master, Dragon Trainer, whatever you call him. So we have Ice type, we have a badge boost. This will not be a hard fight. Okay, as long as we can set up a little bit, at least 1 or 2 times, we're going to steamroll this team once we get set up. So the first Pokemon comes out is problematic because the only thing that knocks out in 1 hit, and that's Gyarados. Okay, if we had access to, for example, if it would have been great if we had access to like Rock Slide or something, that'd have been great. We could have knocked him out in potentially 1 shot, but we gotta go for a 2-shot or 3-shot, whatever. And now we're gonna badge boost a little bit more. We get hit by a Dragon Rage, which does 45 damage every time, and an Ice Beam will knock out both Dragonairs. Aerodactyl is not Dragon type, but it is a Flying Rock, so we get the knockout there, and Dragonite's a 1-shot as well. So Lance is just as easy as all the others. In fact, I think it was the easiest one. And we did take a decent amount of damage, but that was only because we were setting up. So now we're going into our champion. Now I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. So just because we gave this rare candy doesn't mean we can't still level up in battle, and that's like really freaking annoying, if I do say so myself. It really is annoying. So we're going to go ahead and use Teach Blizzard over Ice Beam. It's not because Ice Beam is doing bad, it's just Blizzard's more powerful. So it'll do a lot more damage. It is inaccurate, so I'll say that about Blizzard. And it has less power points, so sometimes that can put you in a spot where you don't have a good move because you run out of power points. However, we're going to add it nonetheless because it will help us get in 1-shot range of the Venusaur. That's at least the hope and the dream. So we also remove Rest from Mimic. In the champion battle, he has Alakazam. Alakazam has Recover. It's been a great strategy lately to just Mimic Recover and heal up when you're on the Rhydon to make sure that you can get through the battle. So Pidgeot comes out. We're going to go for Withdrawal first. He's going to go for Sky Attack. We're going to go for Blizzard. It's going to be a 1-shot. Super effective. Badge boosted. And he's weak to Ice. So very good. Mimic comes out. We're going to go for... Alakazam comes out. We're going to Mimic Recover. And that's going to make it so we can replenish our health. And we're going to go through a Badge boost again. Body Slam doesn't do... It does about 1/3. Okay. And we get a critical hit and knock it out. Very good. We have a little bit of health depleted. So we're going to recover. Rhyhorn really doesn't have anything great. He has all physical moves, and we have great physical defense. So we're going to go for Blizzard, knock it out. And we're badge boosting as high as we can get right now. We're going to go for Blizzard again. It does not knock it out. It goes for his full restore, unfortunately. So we're going to go for Body Slam. It's going to be a 3-shot. Hydro Pump doesn't do a lot unless he gets a critical hit. So that's what happens here. So he gets a critical hit. We're going to knock him out. And I should have gone for Recover first. But really, Arcanine doesn't have anything that can really hurt me. Our rival's Arcanine's garbage. As much as Arcanine's a pretty solid Pokemon, our rival's version of him is probably the worst version you're going to see in a video game. Because it only has Ember, Takedown, and like nothing else. Like Roar and Leer. So horrible, horrible, horrible. It's a great Pokemon to set up on. And so now we had our badge boost undone because we just leveled up. And he one-shots us from full health with Razor Leaf. Oh my god. So now we got to redo this battle. Okay, and we got to redo this battle, and there's not much you're going to be able to change. We're not going to be able to mitigate the fact that we're going to level up. So we got to rely on a little bit of luck, or maybe the attack we just did, the Blizzard was a range. So we're going to try this again. So go for Withdrawal. Go through another Withdrawal. That'll make the other Pokemon trainers that we come up against a little bit easier. The Pokemon we fight here a little bit easier because if we have a higher boost, we'll have better speed, we'll have better power. We only did one last battle, one badge boost for most of them. So here we go again, Body Slam. Oh, we're going for Blizzard. Okay, Psychic does a little bit. It gets a critical hit, get the knockout, and we're gonna heal up on the Rhydon. Very good. It does Leer, it misses. Heal up one more time, full health. Leer lowers our defense, ups our attack. And we're going to do Blizzard, get a 1-shot on the Rhydon, very good. Moving on to Gyarados. Gyarados, Body Slam will be a 2-shot. Doesn't do much with Hydro Pump. Like I said, he never misses Hydro Pump. It's an 80% accurate move, and it feels like the opposition never misses. But nonetheless, he gets paralyzed, and full restore. That's awesome. So now we gotta do body slam again. It's paralyzed again. Health doesn't, or the attack doesn't do much unless it gets critical. It's the only thing that's gonna hurt us is if it's critical. I'm hoping he gets a paralyzed so I can just heal up full health. Okay. So, yep. See, he's done like 10 of these in a row, and he never misses. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Body slam. Body slam, and we got a full restore. Body slam again. It's just taking forever, but we get the knockout eventually. We should recover here. Very good. Full restore. He goes for war. It's exactly what I want. Full health going into the Venusaur. Again, we level up. So now, Blizzard. Is it a one-shot? It is not, but he goes for Mega Drain. Doesn't knock us out. He gets a lot of health replenished, but it's not enough. Ice or Blizzard is way too powerful. So, we get the win against our rival. We finally beat him. We get it done, and I'm just tapping. We get this under an hour and 18 minutes. So, my prediction was between an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, I believe. Okay? So, we got this like almost dead on. So, right here, and we're gonna, and we get this done right there at 1 hour, 17 minutes, 57 seconds. So, what I learned from this playthrough, well, speed is a killer, and I cannot believe we leveled up in the middle of the battle. That was the one thing that shocked me. It doesn't happen often, and for some Pokemon it happens because of their growth rate. Like some people have medium fast or medium slow, or fast growth rate overall, or slow growth rate overall. With this one's, it leveled up in the battle, and I would have been done initially, and I'd probably had this under an hour and like 16 minutes. But it is what it is. So, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is a pretty fun playthrough. I've never used this Pokemon before. Very unique. It's a very unique fossil Pokemon. But next week I'm playing as the Dark Lord, the Dome Fossil. All hail Dome Fossil. And so that'll be getting done next week. It's gonna be fun. Look out for a prediction video on Monday for that Pokemon. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. It's actually right now. It is Thanksgiving. I'm finishing this up on Thanksgiving. I'm editing and doing all this stuff. It's 6 in the morning, so all this stuff is done. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below of the playthrough. Yeah, that was it. Happy Thanksgiving. Everyone have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Monday.